If you are making this trifecta of key mistakes on your raid account, you're going to be in for an absolutely horrendous time, man. Mistake number one right off the get-go is spending your legendary tomes on not very good champions. Okay, but that's only the half of it. Really, the mistake is spreading your legendary tomes out too much. You're much better off, and it's not all bad news on this account. This is an account takeover video, by the way. And what Mr. Megatron has done with his skill books on his UDK, great. You know, UDK, great champion. Same thing with the Ninja as well. We've got the Ninja fully booked on this account too. The build is a whole other story, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Lovely jubbly, we got this champion fully booked on up, man. Cooldown reduction on their best skills and your most powerful champions, getting those debuffs up to 100% land rate because of skill books. Great. What we've also done is put, one skill book into the physics. Okay, what else have we got? We've got a whole bunch of skill books into the Sill of the Drakes. Not so good. This is a legendary that does great without legendary skill books, so the fact that we put any into it at all is just sad. We've got a Necmothar on this account. Necmo's got himself 2 skill books. We even threw a whole bunch of skill books into the Udex Ator. Like, if we could just take all of those skill books and just funnel them all into, say, the physics, and certainly the Necmothar, and have these 2 champions fully booked, oh man, we've got a completely different landscape to work with here on this account, man. Don't stop, man, when you start booking up a good champion. Finish the job, get those cooldown reductions, get those debuff land rates up to 100% and all that good stuff, man. That's mistake number 1. Before we get to the rest, if you're looking to create a new raid account, make sure you get that done right now by clicking on the beginner promo link that is down below this video. It would be a massive mistake not to, man, in keeping with the themes of this video. Why is my OBS lagging? The ad has been ruined. Use the link down below this video to make your new account for all of the free stuff that you see on screen right now. It seems to have fixed itself right now, man. Triple legendary start. Make sure to use that link to create your new account while Michelangelo is the login reward legendary champion. He's only available as the login reward free legendary champion until October 30th. Mistake number 1, man, the spreading of skill books. Mistake number 2 is going to be much the same, but in terms of gear, man. And when it comes to equipping gear on your champs, you're really trying to focus the best gear on the best possible champions on your account. That's just a good general rule to go by. However, this account, if we just head on into the filters real quick, I just want to observe the currently equipped boots on this account, man, and just look how many boots we have equipped on so many champions that do not have speed as the main stat. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have speed as the main stat on your boots, but it's a pretty good indicator if like 80% of your boots don't have speed as the main stat, and most of your champions are not equipped in speed boots. Oi. And as for some of the best gear being equipped in some of our best champions, we look at attack boots on the Ninja, man. The Ninja's like 130 speed. He's fully booked. He's worth so much more than that. You know what I'm saying, man? So yeah, just misgearing champions in general, and just collecting and upgrading the wrong artifacts, man, because honestly, like, this account's very low on silver, and it does pain me a hell of a lot to see the artifact quality of some of the builds on some of these champions, and the boots are just an easy example for me to sort of cherry pick a little bit. But I swear, you know, it's a similar deal with like the chest plates and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, I won't harp on too much about the gear builds in this particular video and talk about, going off on a huge like 10-minute spiel about what makes a good artifact and what artifacts are worth collecting and stuff like that. I feel like I've done that 100 times before on the channel. So what I will say is condensed it down a little bit. Speed boots on basically like 98% of champions inside of raid or something, especially if you're an early game account. You're probably not going to have enough speed on your champions, so just know what you're doing just yet to be equipping champions with like attack percent boots or HP percent boots for stone skin and stuff like that. Speed on your boots. And then when it comes to gloves and chest plates, remember that gloves and chest plates can roll into percentage stats as their main stats, right? You can have like a bloody defense percent chest plate on the physics here, for example, you know. Or of course, crit rate gauntlets on the likes of a Ninja can be just fine. Crit damage gauntlets for a lot of your damage dealers are also going to be great. But again, if I just go into like equipped only gear and we just look at the amount of flat stats, like flat defense, flat attack, these kinds of gear pieces, you never ever want to be taking a piece of gear like this all the way up to rank 16. Like, you could make an exception for a piece of like, I don't know, like relentless gear or something that's got flat HP. If this thing, we were to upgrade this thing and it was to like triple roll into speed, we leave it there. We leave it there. You don't take it up to 12. You take it up to 12, suddenly you're spending like $1.5 million, maybe 2 mil silver. If you get unlucky with upgrade rolls, you're dumping a lot of silver into items like this. I mean, look at these gloves. Look at these gloves, dude, on the Vogoth, man. Oh, like the only good stat here is the speed. And we missed every single roll on the speed roll. And it's defense main stat. Vogoth's main stat is HP. You know what I'm saying? Like, and flat HP rolls are not great, right? That's like another just general rule. Percentage stats are always being better than flat stats. Pay attention to that on the substats on your gear as well, man. Triple rolling it to flat HP like this and a flat attack roll as well, like, oh my god, these gloves are absolutely not good. Like, really, really not good. Yeah, and just touching on that as well, I mean, we've got so much gear equipped on so many champions here that are all sitting at level 50, and we'll get to that when we get to it. But another thing that I will say is, what was I going to say? Just be very, very careful about what stats you're assigning to each of your champions, man, especially when it comes to, again, the chest and the gloves and stuff like that, right? We've got like an HP % chest plate here on Scorid the Halfspawn. This is a Hydra damage dealer, you know, and he's not got enough accuracy as well, but that's like a whole other issue. We've got a percentage HP chestplate on Scorid. He's an attack-based champion, and all of his skills deal damage based on attack, and so most of the time for your damage dealers, you just want to match whatever stat the damage is based on their skills. Sometimes it's defense, sometimes it's HP for like HP-based nukers, you know? And if you're ever not sure how to build a champion, like something like Ninja, it's not super intuitive how to build a Ninja. Exactly, I wouldn't say, for new players. You can just head on onto YouTube, man, and just search Raid Ninja Guide, you know, build guide or whatever, and you can take a quick look at what other people are doing with their ninja, and that can give you some ballpark ideas. Next mistake that we're going to touch on this account, these are all of our level 60 champions. You know where I'm going with this. These are all the level 60 champions, and these are all of the 5-star champions. It's quite a lot of 5 stars. I don't think we're in level 50 syndrome territory just yet on this account. I don't think that we're there just yet. I'd say that I'm a little bit concerned about it, and I'm particularly concerned with how much gear we're equipping on these level 50 champs. Like, most of these champions just have random bits of hodgepodge gear attached to them. Now, it doesn't require silver to remove the gear anymore inside of Raid, and so that's a great change that Plarium added into the game, but I would say that I fear that, you know, like, some good items might have, like, these boots, for example, like, some pretty good items, might have made their way onto some of these level 50 champions, which is a big, big concern. Again, you want your best gear on your level 60s. And you know what? I lied. There's another mistake that I'm looking down at on this account, and it makes me deeply, deeply worried for our future progress. If we continue on down this path, it's not too late, man. We can save ourselves, okay? You know what I'm saying? God, I sound like some kind of doctor talking about some serious condition or something. There's still time. I don't want you to panic. We can reverse this thing. We've just got like no shards on this account, man. Which leads me to believe that we are just like not really taking part in fusions on the account, which is fine. That's a choice. You can do that. It's a little bit crazy though when we see such few shards, such low amounts of silver. I'm guessing the brute. Okay, yeah. Like, how you do one thing tends to be how you do everything in life. That's the way that a bit of wisdom I picked up many, many years ago from a good friend, and tends to prove true, man. If someone's got no shards on their account, turns out they're probably not going to have many brews on their account. They've probably got low silver. They've probably got low gems. Probably got no skill books as well. Yeah, very, very few skill books. Are we just out of potions too? We've got low potions as well. It's like everything that could be low in terms of resources on the account is low. Which, yeah. The golden rule of Raid Shadow Legends is that every single resource inside of this game has a correct time to be spent in it. Oh my god, what have we done with this attack node? Oh my god, and why are we now going for the attack node for Void? Do we even have any Void attack champions at level 60? I don't think we do, man. I don't think we do. I don't think that Void node's actually doing anything. Let me just double check. Filter by Void and 6 stars. Okay, fair enough, man. It is going to do something to the Gembo, and probably a little bit of something to the Akal and the Oboro as well. Not that we really have the Makage to support Noboro just yet, and Yakal is more of a debuffer, you know, hard mode finite controller than an out-and-out damage dealer, but whatever, I digress. Should definitely be spending these points into the accuracy nodes, and I would actually reverse course on this and get 2 accuracy nodes leveled up to level 5, maybe like Magic and Spirit or something. Stay away from Void. Still have enough Void champions at max to really take advantage of this just yet, and that's going to be the case for most newer players. And so I take up some accuracy nodes both up to level 5. Why up to level 5? Because there is a challenge it's actually the next challenge that we're up to, upgrade 3 affinity bonuses up to level 5. We've got 2 more to get that done with, and so I do that with the accuracy notes on this account. The point I was making, we've got no forge materials as well, by the way, because of course we haven't. Forge materials, classic arena medals in the Great Hall. The only time you should ever be spending these resources ever, really, is during CVC, and probably personal rewards CVC at that. When it comes to brews on your account, only time you ever want to be spending these is during champion training events and champion training tournaments for putting brews into food champions that you then sacrifice to rank up other guys on your account. You're just looking to just feed levels to crappy champions with your brews, like maybe like 3 brews into a 4-star food champion, to throw some levels into them, get some points during events in the game, and that's really the crux of the issue, man. Every resource in Raid has a correct time to be spent with its corresponding event in the game. Gear Hunters event is going to be a time to be spending your gems on energy refills for farming dungeons. Gear Enhancement is going to be for spending silver, so on and so forth, right? Champion Training we already spoke about. So that's another thing that it might not seem like a big deal at the time. I think that once your account is many years old, you start to realize, like, wow, being as efficient as you can be with your resources does make a massive, massive sweaty difference over time. All of that being said, okay, it might seem like, oh, what's this got to do with Hydra, Cobb? What's this got to do with Hydra? We're here to fix a Hydra team, right? Yeah, we are. I'm just saying, with resources that are this limited, and with skill books that have been mismanaged a little bit, and with, you know, I feel like we've got champions that are powerful enough to easily be smashing the crap out of brutal difficulty Hydra, and we've never been able to one-key hard before because we don't have a fully booked Nekmothar, right? It's like a champion like Nekmothar, oh my god. Like, this is a forever champion. This is one of the best champions in the game. I use this champion on my own account in my best Hydra team, in my best Chimera team for maximum trials, all wave content that I can, siege mode for the speed aura, 19% in all battles. It's an incredible champion. To not have this champion booked, this champion is worse than an epic unbooked, right? The cooldowns are just too long on all of Nekmo's skills unbooked, and so we won't even get to use a Nekmo on this account. And so I'm just saying my options for gearing up these champs and for preparing Hydra teams are gonna suck quite a bit. Like, there's not a whole lot I can do. Suck is a strong word, but it's where we are. What I can do is plan out some future Hydra teams, which I'll get to in just a little bit, and these are going to be teams that we can sort of build for the, well, just for future teams to build towards. But the best possible team I can think to put together for now is going to look a little bit like this. I'm just going to take a quick look at the Hydra teams that we had built before. So we're running a team here that has like 2 Provokers, a random Demitha. I don't mind having the 2 Provokers, by the way, because the Visix isn't fully booked as well. So that's really, really sad, you know. The poor Visix not being fully booked means that she's very tough to use into Hydra as well. Cooldowns on a Provoker is too long for controlling the Head of Decay. We're only running 1 real damage dealer here with the Ninja, which is... it's okay, maybe it's acceptable because he's booked, but at the same time, couldn't we replace the Demitha with another damage dealer, you know? The Rector Drath is actually fully booked, and Rector's good. And of course, we've got the Crix. And the Crix, I'm just looking at the Crixia's team setup here. We've got the Crixia set up to actually be dancing between forms throughout the fight. That is the most chaoticness I've ever seen in my life, dude. I just not even a word. And the Ninja isn't been set to prioritize his A2 either, which I suppose is not a big deal. It's only really a big deal if he's in a reflex set, but even then it probably isn't, but whatever, man. I'd actually have the UDK open with his A1, not his A2. Like, there's a lot going on here. In the new team that we're going to be throwing on together, we're going to be using the Crixia, but we're actually going to be using the Crixia in her second form, and she's going to come on in and buff us all up with increased resistance and a block debuffs buff. And so we actually, and because she's the aura lead, she's actually giving us a resistance aura by 80. This is a very, very unique case. Most of the time, just a good speed aura lead. It's going to do just fine for you in Hydra when you're just getting started, but we've got a Crixia to work with. 80 resistance on top of everybody's existing resistance on top of an increased resistance buff makes it so that basically everybody on the team is going to be pretty much debuff immune, apart from True Fears coming in from the Head of Torment, which I believe are just unblockable. But even then, we get to run the Rector Drath, who is fully booked, and so that's great. Like, it's not all stormy skies, you know. We are going to get Perfect Veil buffs and some heals from Rector, and the Perfect Veil is going to help us to circumvent those True Fears. And so that's like the backbone of like the supporting side of the team. Rest of the team is going to be a manual squad. We're going to be running the UDK just because he's fully booked. Again, I wish this could be a Visix for a more reliable Provoker. UDK brings a 50% chance only to land his Provoker as A1, but it's what we got. He does also bring decreased attack, and honestly, he brings shield buffs and continuous heal as well, which with a high resistance Hydra team, these actually be quite useful buffs for keeping us alive. So, you know, it's fine. fine. We could get some failed runs though because of failing to land the provoke on the Head of Decay when it shows up. Hopefully not too many. Ninja as damage dealer. Good old Scorid coming in as a second damage dealer. Scorid half spawn. Not a bad... I'd call him like a B tier, maybe Hydra damage dealer. Not incredible. Not bad. Big AoE damage, places Hex debuff. That's going to be nice to bring along as well. We have to tune up the builds of all these champions, by the way. And good old Packmaster Shayak is actually going to be our block buffs champion. We don't have a decreased speed debuffer in the team. We don't have an increased speed buffer in the team. These things make me worried. I'm not going to lie. Don't even have a decreased defense champion in the team besides Ninja. You know, so we're lacking a lot of tools here, but now for rebuilding some of these champions, I'm going to leave the Crixia completely alone. She doesn't need accuracy in her second form, and so I don't need to touch her build. As for the Scorid, I did plan out a build just a little bit earlier on, just switching up his gear a little bit, boosting up his attack by quite a bit. His speed is still very, very slow. Tough to fix that with just a huge lack of speed boots on the account. We're going to boost up his accuracy by a little bit, so that's something. He still might miss a whole lot of debuffs here, but this is the build that we're going to go ahead and try him out in. You'll also notice, like, I'm switching up to a couple of offset pieces here. Righteous, Feral, again. When you're kind of pushed for good gear on your account, you can't worry too much about getting sets equipped at the end of the day. The Ninja, we have to fix his mega low speeds, and so we're going to be doing that by moving some gear off of the Staltus on this account and onto the Ninja, and just it's basically just some speed boots. Really all you gotta know. Not too much to write home about there. I'm a bit concerned about like the low defense numbers and defense stats on a lot of these champions as well, but again, we just making do, right? As for the Packmaster gear set, he's going to get a huge overhaul, pulling all kinds of gear off of just a lot of champions that frankly don't need it as much as the Packmaster does. I don't think the Taragi or the Ulfrig are even 6 stars, so they can't really be using this gear. The Scylla the Drix, where are we using her, really? I'm sure we can replace that helmet with something. And yeah, Carl, he's more of like a glorified Faction Wars beast, or maybe a Darkfire killer right now. We'll try and switch these boots up and get him into something decent after this, but I'm just trying to drastically increase the Packmaster's speed and get his accuracy up to snuff, because he is going to be our block buffs debuffer champ in this team. And the Rector, I'm actually not going to be changing this build at all. So the most damage we've ever done into normal difficulty Hydra is about 7 million, 7.5 million to be exact. And so we're just going to throw this team in and see what it can do, and hopefully you can clap some cheeks and just get like a nice comfortable clear, and we can build from there. Because frankly, I do not think that this team would actually perform into hard Hydra. The defense numbers are just too low. We're just lacking too many debuffs, AoE decreased attacks, stuff like that. We could really use the Michelangelo, but level 60, get him booked as well. Get the Necmo fully booked. The Necmo does so much, dude. Decrease speed, leech, increase speed for your team, decrease attack on an AoE on his A1. Like, he's gonna... the speed aura as well for like one of the Hydra teams. Oh my god. Necmo's bloody everything, but... this is what we're working with. Head of Wrath is about to counterattack on in. We actually do have a decreased attack on this team, of course, with the UDK, so there is that. This team's not going to have great damage. It's not. What this team is going to do is resist a lot of stuff. As you can see, a lot of those poisons just didn't land. The Head of Mischief failed to steal our buffs. All of these things are going to help out. And yeah, let's just hope that surviving is going to be enough. Because it's got to be. Well, you know what? We decapitated every Hydra head. We're doing something, you know, we're doing something. Maybe we do try this into hard Hydra. To hell with it. What have we got to lose, man? Let's throw it into hard Hydra. Ooh, I did actually forget as well, but we do also have another decreased defense coming in from the A1 of the Packmaster, so the Ninja and the Packmaster both have a decreased defense. Counts for a little bit, I suppose. God. We're doing, on average, 1 million damage every 10 boss turns, man. The damage is so low. But we're living. I mean, a couple of people have died, but we're living. You know, we've got revives, so it's alright. Okay. So the problem is when somebody gets devoured, it just takes us 10,000 years to actually break them out, man. And now the ninja's dead as well. Okay, dude. Alright. Well, realistically, could have seen that coming. Let's throw a quick battle into normal and just see what happens here in terms of how long we live. Okay, that's already like double the number that we've ever hit for the most into normal Hydra. Again, 7.5 million was the number that we were trying to beat. What I will say is that we need to really manual this fight. When the Head of Decay pops up, we need to make sure that the Ultimate Death Knight, that we control his turns manually and make sure that he's using the A1 to keep the provoke on the Head of Decay as much as bloody well possible. That's probably what killed us, right? Is not provoking the Head of Decay and the UDK using his A2 and his A3 randomly when he should have been provoking. And so Yeah. Now, what I'm going to cover next, or just really, really briefly, is a couple of Hydra teams that we should be building towards on this account. For me, honestly, like the Hydra A team and the most simple team for us to build is going to be this team right here. Both the Visix and the Necmo are like halfway booked. Like we've got some skill books that is not fully booked yet. Once they're fully booked, this is a great team, right? This is a great team. It's bringing a lot more to the table. Decrease speed against the boss, increase speed for your own team, a speed aura, leech debuffs, more healing. It's bringing everything. Decrease attack on the Necmo's AO1. The Visix is also bringing decreased speed, ally protector, provoke on a 3-turn. The Ugo's bringing decreased defense. Dude, also heals and cleanses coming in from the Doom Priest as well, who's currently sitting at level 40. With just better gear and full books, this team should be able to smack its way all the way down to probably brutal with good enough gear and like some awakenings and stuff, but certainly hard mode Hydra should not be too much of a problem for this team. Team 2 is going to take a little bit longer to get there, but it does check most of the boxes as well. There's a random Theodore in there. We push for options a little bit, what can I say? This team 1, while I can't test it on this account, what I can do is run this exact same team on my own account. And so this is my account open on BlueStacks, so to switch recording over to this real quick. And obviously the gear on these champions, it's pretty good, right? They're quite well geared. Like the score rate is like 270% crit rate. His accuracy is about good enough, you know. He's doing okay. My objective with this is not to show... I mean, he doesn't actually have a relic, by the way, so he's not like super kitted out or anything. It's just pretty good gear for like a mid-game account, you know? And as you can see, it's exactly the team that Mr. Megatron has on his account. I am going to run this team into brutal difficulty Hydra, and the objective here is just to show what potential we have on this account. I've been a big negative Nancy during most of this account takeover for Mr. Megatron, but here's the light at the end of the tunnel, man. This is what this team can do. It's not going to be like the craziest... What the hell, man? Why is my camera on the right side of the... How have I just noticed that now? Let me search sides real quick, dude. Okay, there we go, man. It's not like the craziest Hydra team in the world, but it definitely has the potential to be pushing into these harder Hydra difficulties and doing okay with good enough gear. Or at least be absolutely smashing its way through hard mod Hydra, which would be good enough for Mr. Megatron's account. Even as apparently our block buffs just fails to land from the Ugo on a bunch of these nerds because there's too many Force Affinity Hydra heads in this rotation, so they're all getting a crazy amount of buffs. And yeah, that's just going to suck for us. And so rather than sit through all of that, I'll just go ahead and spend a quick battle on this just to see where the damage numbers end up. Again, I'm not expecting it to be insane or whatever. The ninja's great. Scored is fine, you know. As long as the damage numbers are good enough to one-key this thing, which it looks by the 10 counter they're gonna be, then that's good enough. Is that good enough to one-key 54 mil? I don't even know. Oh god, okay, yeah, what the hell. And so there you have it. This team more than capable of one-keying into brutal difficulty Hydra. It should wipe the floor with hard, even with, you know, like without empowered epics and stuff like that. It should be able to pop off and do just fine. So that is the team that I would build towards on Mr. Megatron's account, and this would be the B team. Hopefully we find some better champions in the interim, however. And so there you have it, man. At risk of rambling, I'll go ahead and just leave this one here. Hey, thanks for watching. It's nice that I can... Man, I used to get a little bit bummed out doing account takeovers on accounts that have very few resources to work with. I think that this is a good way of doing it, though. This is a good way of doing it, man. Providing an adequate amount of roastage while at the same time showing the potential that the account actually has to grow if we were to course correct a little bit, man. So yeah, hopefully this video is useful for some of y'all. If you ever looking to start off a new raid account, make sure to get that done by using the beginner promo link that's down below this video at the top of the description box. Now I'm going to catch all of y'all just a tad bit later, man.